According to research by Marketplace Pulse, 40% of Amazon sellers are now based in China, up from 26% just 2 years ago. Amazon also just announced their lending referral program, which connects pre-qualified sellers with local Chinese lenders to allow them to purchase more inventory and expand their businesses faster. This raises a very important question for non-Chinese sellers. How do I find an edge against sellers that might have a manufacturing or financial advantage? I'm Darren, and this is Zon Trends. This week, we'll take a look at the impact of global Chinese sellers on Amazon, but most importantly, what you should be doing to give yourself a leg up on Chinese competition. Chinese sellers have continued to perform well in Europe and the US. Over the last year, market share increased by a combined average from 37% to 40%. The primary reason for their success is in pricing, as Chinese sellers are able to source products at a lower price than sellers in other parts of the world. Although the general Chinese consumers may not find Amazon all that appealing, China-based merchants are increasingly using it as an important sales channel to directly reach US and European consumers. Interestingly, an Amazon spokesperson said that they do not disclose seller data by region, and that Chinese sellers are in fact not the largest group of sellers on Amazon. But Amazon did acknowledge that they had just released a lending program to make it as simple as possible for Chinese sellers to connect with a lender, purchase inventory, and scale and optimize their business. The loans are currently invite only and require the pre-qualified seller to jump through a bunch of hoops before a final decision is made by the lender. Even with the recent tariffs in mind, we've now just established that Chinese sellers may have a slight edge when it comes to manufacturing and pricing, and now the ability to connect with a lender. But an important thing that Chinese sellers have shown us time and time again is that their biggest challenge is creating an authentic feeling brand and brand identity. And this is key. Last weekend, I had a friend return from Canton Fair, and he went to all 3 phases, and he came back concerned that the manufacturers that he spoke to were not necessarily going to protect the intellectual property of the product ideas that he was coming back to the States with. We both agreed that it's unrealistic to expect that he'll be able to protect all of the parts and the idea of his product. But what he could protect, and what no manufacturer could steal from him, was his brand, his amazing marketing, and the customer service that he was already beginning to envision and refine, even before the product had even arrived in the States. Even if someone was copying the product exactly and selling it for cheaper, we both agreed that because he understands his customers better and he was creating an amazing brand and telling a story through that brand, that there was no way that anybody could copy that or undercut his business because he simply understood his customers better than any copycat could hope to. And this drives home a nuanced point that I think is sometimes missed on sellers that are churning out cheap products. And that is that US and European consumers are oftentimes more interested in connecting with products that connect with their own personal identity and tell a story through the brand, rather than just whatever is the cheapest option. Simply put, the best opportunity for private label FBA sellers right now is the ability to effectively market your brand and differentiate your product. And if you're having trouble differentiating your product right now, the ZonGuru Instagram page is an awesome resource. We specifically look at product ideas and inspiration. And as you may remember, effective July 18th of this year, Amazon is going to be shutting down its retail operations in China, which means there's going to be a whole new market of Chinese consumers looking to buy US-made and European-made products right from the source. Sourcing products that now say made in the USA or made in Europe just became a lot more valuable. What are your thoughts on this information? We want to hear from you. Let us know in the comments below, but also don't forget to click here so that you subscribe to this channel and make sure to always receive relevant industry and Amazon related news. See you next week.